Never think it is too late. And this text come to mind because of the fact that not only are we in the process of reconsidering and reinstituting, it's not that anything is wrong with some of the stuff, but we have too many low-hanging fruits. And so my passion have moved to take more action, to be more involved, to be about what Jesus was about. So if I'm going to share this with you this morning, pray God would keep my mind. I would like to use for a subject, is compassion an option or a necessity? There's nothing wrong with the benefits of some of the joyous things. That's not my purpose. My purpose is, since we are in this phase of declaring mission, what is our mission? We're Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church, which don't mean much, it's just a name. Unless you're doing fundamentally what that name represents. Christ does something here. That's why this is non-denominational. This has nothing to do with denomination because, first of all, denomination is not of God anyway. And Jesus, who is non-denominational, he was doing fundamentally a conversion of people. Regardless of the background, regardless of their culture, what he was doing in his teaching, he was converting people. In his healing, he was converting people. In his teaching in the synagogue, which is our opposite culture of what we believe as Christians, he was converting people. People are hurting. Murderers need to be converted. Neighborhoods need to be converted. And everything he did, just like everything you do, you are teaching somebody something. Whether it's good or bad, you are teaching somebody something. Jesus taught his ministry with his life. And I know you have a history of gathering some things and doing some things. And I know you have been successful, but I'm kind of like Paul. All things that were gained unto me, I counted as nothing. So I, hit the reset button on my ministry. I ain't got time to bask in the success of 31 years of ministry that only the Lord allowed me to do. I wasn't that good. But the closer I get to him, the more serious I am about his work. I'm more serious now than I ever been before. He made a distinction, even in ministry, he makes a distinction between a hireling and a servant. He said a hireling will not be interested in the sheep, but only what he can get out of the sheep. Let me clarify a point just for my own personal reference. I never preached for money. I was doing fine at Lockheed Martin, making a good salary. But God called me out of that. And I didn't even know, Deacon Williams, you can testify, I didn't even know what this church was going to pay me. My wife worried about how we going to make money. Can I tell you something? If you ever get called to do ministry, don't ever do it for money. Jesus said a hireling is not interested in the sheep, but only what he can get out of it. I am the good shepherd. I wish I had somebody help me. He said, I am the good shepherd. I lay my life down for the sheep. I wish I had. And this is why Jesus knows that it's going to take more than just your volunteerism. Because this message is intended to penetrate the heart of a believer, to move him to the stage of spiritual matriculation so that he can be effective in a consistent manner that will help the kingdom of God be converted. He said, I need you to pray for the multitude. Watch this. For all men, giving thanks. For kings. Trump. What, you ain't praying for Trump? You are out of line. He said for kings and for all that are in what? That we may lead a what? And what? Life in all godliness and honesty. Prayer, pray. Jesus is teaching us. He said pray. But in this Paul letter, he said pray for conversion.